Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. HarlequinCoHO here, and I'm going to bring you guys another great Newbie Tuesday replay. So today we're going to do nothing but just look at average players playing an average ladder game. Nothing fancy. Nobody here is like the most amazing player on earth, but honestly, other than a scant few of my viewers, I think almost all of us are average players, myself included. We are all just like normal people, and so I think sometimes it's really helpful just to watch average people play an average game, compliment the things they do right, point out the things they could have improved on, and hopefully somewhere along the way we all become better players. So today's replay is courtesy of Peter, but that is not his in-game name, so that is not a spoiler, and I went ahead and randomized the starting position. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this. Oh, and I wanted to give one quick shout-out, by the way. There are tons and tons of like rabid fans out there who just kind of go through and post on everything and all that, but I want to give a quick shout-out to YouTube user, I'm going to butcher this right now because I'm a dumb American, Mankamiadapula. He has been, while I was away, viewing every single replay multiple times, posting on every single thread, upvoting them all, and yelling at other people to upvote them. So he seems pretty rabid. The kind of guy I don't want to show up at my doorstep someday with a gun. So I thought I'd just give him a shout out and say I appreciate his support. Anyhow, let's move right along here and just take a look at things. So in the upper position here, and these are two pretty low-level players here. I believe at the time of recording this, szmelcPL, I'm going to call this guy Szmelc. I don't know how close that is or not. He was level 11, and it looks like Twicethefun was level 20-ish. So we'll take a look at szmelc here. He has got Inspired Zeal and King Tiger, both perfectly fine starting abilities. If you can save up and get a King Tiger, it's a wonderful ability. And Inspired Zeal is really useful early game. It really helps you out, and it's free. So those are pretty cool abilities there. Sometimes people like to get Firestorm Rocket Barrage first, or Terror Officer first. Things like that are sometimes useful, but you know, I don't necessarily disagree with that. The only problem with Inspired Zeal is that it's not too good until you get a lot of points into it. So in terms of actually leveling your character, sometimes it's really hard to get that to a useful point early on. So let's take a look right now and see what's going on here for Twicethefun. I'm going to go ahead and swap to his point of view. Twicethefun, you'll see, is an infantry commander. He does have forward barracks. He also has the ranger reinforcements, the infantry attrition, and artillery strike. And honestly, if you're going with that play style and you only have 4 things to pick, those are some pretty good things right there. I actually like that choice completely. So you'll see he's making kind of a beeline to the center. He grabs the victory point first and then the strategic point. I kind of think he should have done that in the opposite order, because you'll see that this gets completed, but it's not connected to turf until this is done. So if you do it in the reverse order, I think you get connected up a little bit faster. But so we're going to have to see what he's doing here. You can see he looks like he's got Wilson's Rifleman coming out of the barracks right away. I do enjoy Wilson's Rifleman. Also, he has level 4 defense engineers out right away. So it looks like his first engineers just kind of went up right up here for this fuel point. This is a fun little area because there's such narrow ways to get into it. It's just kind of this little like backyard fighting area. So you can see that the engineers have the rifle upgrade as well as the capture point and the moderate health generation upgrade. And here are the rifles in all their glory. Oh, taking a casualty. Will he get that capped before he has to die? No, he caps it and he retreats and he gets out of there. But you can see that the rifle range actually very useful in that situation because he could outrange the Pioneer's little guns. So here we have Katzenmeyer's Volksgrenadiers. These guys are level 3. They can throw hand grenades. And here we have our beloved Wilson's Rifleman and Bazooka Joe just digging a hole in the ground right away, just shooting right for people. I love seeing that man work. So Bazooka Joe right now having a nice little standoff here. So let's take a look and see what's going on elsewhere on the battlefield. It looks like he finally got his advanced defense engineers. They were kind of wandering around aimlessly at first. They're now going to go over here and grab this fuel point. Always important to kind of get those little areas next to your base and that sort of thing. I like to intentionally say that now since I know that pisses people off because, man, I abuse that a lot. But hey, man, what can I say? So, anyhow, we got our Wilson's Rifleman here in the center, and oh, what is this? Look at that, activating his forward barracks ability. All right, now let's pause and think about that. I'm not actually going to pause because this game is quite, you know, is a good length as it stands here. But pause in your head and think about this. He got a barracks first, and then he went for a forward racks. That's a mistake. I like the fact that he has Wilson's Rifleman out there early as a result, but now he just has one barracks a little bit further. If he's going to use this forward barracks ability, he should have just started off with a weapon support center or nothing and just dropped it right away. If you go weapon support center first, you could run on here, stick a machine gun in this building, and then drop a forward racks on it. Those are all good ideas, and then, you know, do that stuff. But it looks like he really wanted weapons utility rifleman and Wilson's Rifleman out first. So, okay, you know, he still gets the benefits of a forward racks and gets his hero units. That's cool. But in general, I think sometimes it's best to kind of double dip there and go for weapons utility and forward barracks right at the same time. Anyhow, you can see that the healing radius on this is huge. He is getting a little bit of healing going on here. It's hard to tell how much that's actually healing just by looking at it. So now the actual skirmish in the middle begins here. So we have, it looks like szmelcPL has done the right move here and got his, he's got an HMG team in there. Check out the weapons utility riflemen, by the way, with a nice little flank going on here. I'm not even sure how they kind of meandered their way all the way across the map here, but kind of challenging some points that are unguarded. I like that. Meanwhile, unfortunately, Wilson's riflemen kind of taking this right in the face, and now we're going to need something else to get past all this. Maybe weapons utility rifleman could come in here and throw a satchel charge in the building. That's cool. Always remember the abilities of your units if you've got them. But for the time being, just kind of guarding the house. And it looks like these close combat Volks, I'm sorry, these are just regular Volks Grenadiers with the MP40 upgrade, are just kind of fighting around here. So again, we have a little bit of fighting going on up here. This little back alley area is kind of cute. You can see he was trying some tank trap shenanigans up here with these engineers. Engineers just kind of firing it out point blank. Looks like the rifles are paying off for them as they are able to get one kill and scare off those guys. Meanwhile, towards the center, it looks like these Volks Grenadiers just barely able to get that cap and are now going to back away. This is a fairly strong control over the area now because, oh, and check that out, forward racks completed as well for the Axis player. And guess what? At this point in watching the game, I'm thinking to myself, I've seen this replay before, but that's okay. You know, we have seen this replay before. We've seen this replay done by pros and by amateurs before, but I still think it's a good replay. It's always fun to see the myriad possibilities that can happen on a given map. Depending on player skill levels, and just kind of to see the variations and what players decide to do. So already you'll notice that real benefit here for Twicethefun is that he's been nice and aggressive. He's been capping forward and just kind of using all of his troops really well. I like this. It's always fun to make a nice mess out of this area here. It forces everybody to have to come in through this side, makes it a little bit easier to contain. Meanwhile, we'll see the heavy machine gun team in this building here, just taking that out. It looks like he was trying to build a little bit of a bunker back there, and to no avail whatsoever. Luckily, he's getting healed. And if I look at his hit point bar, you can see it is just very slowly going up. I don't know if he has too many points put into heal just yet, but looks like these engineers are now defending this area right now. This is good. Nice little mine there. I kind of would have liked to see the mine on the opposite side because you know nobody's really going to come through there, but maybe he was expecting pioneers to dig their way through there. Anyhow, so going to keep an eye on the rest of this. And now putting up the little machine gun emplacement here. I do kind of like that. It's a good spot. The only real problem here is that he doesn't actually control the middle yet, so he's kind of defending a spot that nobody needs to go to just yet. Looks like he is able to just barely complete this. The advanced defense engineers able to take that, complete that without taking too much damage. That's kind of nice, but you can see that this is a real problem here. This kind of side flanking area completely negates the functionality of this gun emplacement. So he's either going to have to barbed wire that off a little bit or do something else. But good looking Wilson's rifleman here. Oh, chucking a grenade. Will he see the grenade in time? No, he's throwing his own grenade, which goes off and takes out one guy. Okay, not too bad, and then they have to retreat. So that's looking okay. But let's take a good look at this map. This map, by the way, I don't think I even said that yet. I meant to. This is Saint-Mère-du-Mont. I actually kind of like this map. It's pretty fun. But you can see nice even split between the two, except for the fact that this capture point right here should, by all rights, belong to the Axis player, and it looks like Twicethefun has done a pretty good job of capping that. So Twicethefun got double the fuel right now. So that's all looking pretty spiffy. Looks like these poor pioneers are trying to build a little sandbag out there. So what's going on here? Now, this is a problem. Right now, if I look at this and I look at what szmelcPL is up to, I'm going to go ahead and change to his point of view. Whenever you have all of your troops just clustered together in one area like that, I'm going to pause this because there's a couple of things to say here. This is a problem. All of these guys should be doing things, separate things, maybe group some of them up, send two one way, send the field pioneers off into no man's land. But all these guys just standing around is wasted time at this point. You could be sending guys down here, flanking around, attacking the building, going for this fuel point. These are all great things to be doing at this point in time, but it's not going to happen. Meanwhile, you will see that it does look like Twicethefun went ahead and decided he needed a weapon support center to break the hole in the middle. That's great. We've seen other pros do this. That's a great way to kind of break the stranglehold in the center here. Nobody ever really gets an advantage in this early game fighting here. It seems like this map almost always is neatly divided down the middle throughout the entire game. So having mortars and being able to chuck things from one building over here and take out this other building, great advantage, and really punishes people who group up their troops like that. So hopefully we'll see some mortars, maybe a sniper, and we do! We have a mortar team! Thank you, Twicethefun, for reading my mind. So mortar team, perfect situational unit right here. Absolutely wanted. All these grouped up troops, this building, this machine gun, those guys are just ripe for the picking from a mortar. So that's my #1 complaint here about szmelcPL. He needs to be more active. If you look around his base, you can see he is building a Kampfkraft Center. He has forgotten about these Katzenmeyer's Volksrangers back here, and pretty much everybody else is just kind of reacting. He's kind of playing like an AI right now. So, again, I'm not like making fun of him or anything like that. This isn't, you know, the point of Newbie Tuesdays isn't to make fun of how bad players there are or anything like that. This is something that every player will struggle with early on. So, just a little shot out there. So let's take a look at around the map here. We see that the mortars are just relentlessly kind of firing away, and we even have a skilled HMG team moving in. So hopefully he can sneak these guys into a building, but it gives him really solid control over the middle. You can see these mortars just constantly blasting away here. It looks like the machine gun team now starting to take some casualties. Oh, looking for some good shots there. And now, finally, the weapons utility riflemen, having just held out in this building as long as they could, are finally leaving. This is exactly what I wanted to see szmelcPL do. I am quite happy to see him do it. Looks like he's kind of going the wrong way here. I kind of want to see you go this way, sir. Just come right around the corner here. I don't know where he's going exactly. Oh, well, sometimes maybe he just kind of clicked the wrong way here. And, you know, maybe he actually really is just trying to just blast a hole in this wall here. I'm fascinated by this. Come on, little bazooka Panzerschreck guy. Oh, look at that. He takes out the wall. Will he go in through the hole he's just created in the wall? Come on, one of you guys want to go in there and take that out? I don't usually focus on one thing for so long, but yes, it looks like, okay, that was his plan. Rather than using the front door, he decided to make a side door. Okay, not